So you're thinking about registering to becoming a salesperson in Ontario, just signed up for course number 1, or you just completed course number 1 and you're about to do the exam. Well, you've came to the right place. In today's video, we're going to be talking about course number 1, about Humber College's new salesperson program and becoming a realtor in Ontario. Now let's get on to this video. And before we get started, I'd really appreciate it if you would like this video and subscribe to my channel. So to become a real estate agent, you need to pass Humber College's new program, and this program commenced in September 2019. And the program consists of 5 courses and 2 simulations, and you have 24 months to complete it all. To start off, you need to register, and to register there comes a price tag of $75, and you need to have either a high school diploma or GED. If you don't, you can do a simple test which consists of reading, writing, and math. And once you pass, you can carry on to course number 1. Course number 1 consists of basic terminologies, legislations that salespeople and brokers and brokerages need to abide by, along with other bylaws and legislation that comes with real estate that it's important for salespeople to know. Following course 1, there's a 75-question multiple choice exam, which consists of everything you learned in course 1. In course 1, you learn a ton of terminology and legislation, and it's hard to have all them memorized if you don't have something that tests you ahead of your exam. And what I use and what many other people have used that I've heard is Passit. And this video is not sponsored by Passit, but Passit is a great tool you can use to achieve success and to pass all your tests in real estate from Humber College, or OREA if you're still on that. However, I believe OREA has been terminated as of December 2020, but I'm not sure about that. So what Passit consists of is more than 500 multiple choice, rapid fire questions, and true and false questions, and matching questions as well. And Passit is a great tool because it shows wherever you make a mistake where you can go back to and to restudy that part, and how you can prepare for your exam. Depending on which course you're on, so I'm going to be focusing on course 1 here, but depending on which course, there's different time limits, as you're more like buying a license to its services rather than have lifetime access to it. So for module 1, you have a access period of 6 weeks, and that's because Passit believes if you were to study course 1, you should be able to finish within 6 weeks, but depending on your situation, maybe more or less. And I really like Passit because it gives you different chances, different questions, and many of the questions actually I got back on my actual exam. It's important to know on your exam you would be using a software called ProctorTrack. Ahead of January of 2021, of course, you had to use your phone and your computer's camera to make sure that your eyes were constantly on the screen. And it's crazy. The setup process was crazy, so I'd recommend you set up ProctorTrack, which is the service that Humber uses to ensure academic integrity. But make sure you have that system set up complete ahead of time, as it would really alleviate stress from your actual exam date. And to use Passit to the best advantage, what I did was, after completing each module of the course, I went back on Passit and I did each a test on that specific module. So once I completed module 1, I tested myself on module 1 and did that throughout all 7 modules. And that really helped me achieve 86, not to brag. However, that's the mark I got, which is an 86. And you need to get a minimum of 75% to pass course 1. And I believe you need to get 75% throughout the entire course in order to promote and get through and complete the entire program. So some of the terms that people get confused about is RECO and REBA because they sound similar. And RECO is a Real Estate Council of Ontario, and they are here to enforce realtors, salespeople, brokerages, and they're here to promote the best interests of the public. And in RECO, there's 12 people on the board, and 9 of them are full-time salespeople, brokers, and the remaining 4 are consumers and people of the public. Not necessarily consumers, but appointed members from the public. And RECO is the administrative authority from the Ministry of Consumer Services in the province of Ontario. REBA is Real Estate Salespeople and Brokers Act. So actually, I want to clarify that. So yeah, it's Real Estate and Business Brokers Act, and that's what REBA stands for. And those are the legislation that all salespeople, brokers, and brokerages have to abide by and make sure that they protect and promote the best interest of their clients and those who they serve. Another important term is the difference between client and customer. So with a client, you are required to promote their best interests and make sure you put them first in no matter what situation when buying a house, and all sellers are technically considered as clients. Whereas as a buyer, you can either be a customer or a client, and this is where the difference comes. You have to be honest and upfront with both customers and clients, but with clients, you have to promote their best interest, and you would have to go out of your way to make sure that everything is accurate and correct. However, with a customer, they're responsible for doing their own due diligence. So you have to tell them important things. For example, there's like water leakage, things like that, and there's any issues with the property. However, it's their responsibility to make sure it's livable, or if there's any repairs that needs to be done, any zoning issues if they want to change something, any bylaws that they would need to abide by when they're doing construction or renovation. But as a client, you can have your salesperson look into it for you and help you out throughout the entire process. A common misconception is the salesperson is actually not the real estate agent. So they're known as the realtor or a salesperson, but not the agent. The actual agent is the brokerage that you signed your contract with. So salespersons and brokers are employees of the brokerage. So when you're signing a contract as a client or a customer, the agent is the brokerage, and the person who you're working with is the salesperson or the realtor. So that's all for today, folks, and I hope you guys learned and have a bit of understanding as to what becoming a real estate agent is like. Well, not agent, but a realtor is like. And I hope you guys learned something as well. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave them down in the comments below, and I'll make sure to answer them or find out the answer for you. So again, make sure you use PASSIT, as that is a very good resource for you to pass the exam. It's not the only thing that will help you out. I'm sure there's other resources, but it definitely worked for me. And make sure you like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions. I'd definitely love to help you guys out. And take care, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.